If you haven't seen last week's interview with Peter LaBarbara, Porno Pete, as he is known to some, you absolutely need to check it out. Countless emails coming in, tons of press. On Sirius Radio, there was a discussion of the interview on the Michelangelo Signorile show. Here's a couple of, just a little bit of that.
Interesting interview with Peter LaBarbara.
And actually, we want to move it up, Lewis, to 252.
By Dave Pakman, Midweek Politics. And he kind of got to the whole issue of his going undercover. And because he actually puts on, when he goes undercover to cover these events, he puts on full regalia. Has to.
I won't play the whole thing. The Michelangelo Signorile show has a very different pace than this show. So it's about 12 minutes, and it's on our website on midweekpolitics.com, and tons of blogs writing about it, and a whole bunch of emails. First of all, a ton of emails, guys asking if I am gay, and if this was an interview with the gay press, and I have to explain, no, we support the gay community and the gay rights movement and so on and so forth, but I'm not personally gay. And then some other emails. For example, Will wrote, not that I support being naked in the street, but I happen to live in San Francisco, and the events that Porno Pete is talking about are pay-as-you-enter events. No one is there by accident. They pay as you would to be at a private party. That makes sense. Robert says, seems like the people who scream the loudest about gay rights are usually the ones that are most afraid and deeply in the closet. We've heard that before. And also Joey saying, $10 says that Peter LaBarbara is going to be caught with a gay prostitute. I wouldn't be surprised, right? I mean, that would not be at all surprising.
Type of thing happens all the time.
Absolutely. Absolutely it does. And then on the idea that people choose to be gay, a bunch of emails on that. Yeah, I'm sure people would choose to be part of the second most hated and persecuted minority in history just after Jews. Makes a lot of sense. And another email, why on earth would you choose to be gay? How does that not make your life harder 99% of the time? I'm from rural Missouri, and I can tell you that if I had chosen that, my early life would have been hellish. It's a brilliant point. Why would anybody choose to be a second-class citizen? Why would anybody put themselves in that position by choice?
Why make your life more difficult?
That's exactly right. It's a bogus story. And before we go to break, and Lewis, if we have to go over by a minute, that's okay. Elisabeth Hasselbeck from The View on lesbians. There was a discussion on The View about lesbianism. Apparently, Elisabeth Hasselbeck thinks that older women have a tendency to become lesbians. As women get older, they become lesbians. That's her point of view. Listen to her explanation and her analysis of the subject.
Why do you think that is? Is that as women get older, it's just like a been there, done that kind of thing, and I'm open to?
No, I'll tell you what's happening. All the older men are going for younger women, leaving the women with no one.
That's why they're suddenly sleeping with women? That's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Well,
I don't mean that you're...
So there's a
I'm
rise,
saying if you're searching
I don't
for
mean to
someone
be
of
rude,
equal, like, level, intelligence...
Then what does that say about me?
If the men are evacuating for these younger women...
As soon as you go to get another woman, we'll know what about you.
No, you act like women are in jail. We're not in jail.
You're searching for a companion that understands you, and if all the men who are, say we're in heterosexual relationships, you're looking for that, but the men who are of your age have had similar experience, and will chase in a little
being a lesbian, being gay is not just, holding hands and walking through the tulips.
I understand that, but
there are things that people do sexually.
Thank you for educating me.
Elisabeth Hasselbeck is so ignorant. I almost feel bad for her when I hear that. I mean, she's making a complete fool of herself on national television, and I don't think she's aware of it.
Obviously, if she wasn't a good-looking young woman, she wouldn't be on the show.
That's exactly right. The same thing that she claims is turning older women to be lesbians is what is keeping her on The View. That's what's remarkable, and she just absolutely doesn't get it. I used to get angry at Elisabeth Hasselbeck, but honestly, the more I see of her, I just can't help but feel sorry for her because she really just is so ignorant, and I just don't think she's even remotely aware of it. We'll be back.
This is Midweek Politics with Dave Pakman.
Midweek Politics is made possible in part by CSR Wire, the corporate social responsibility newswire at csrwire.com, by DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at difdesign.com. To find out more about underwriting Midweek Politics, visit midweekpolitics.com.